right. Hi. There you are. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. I'm Mega Worldwide. There's a lot to cover today. The one thing that's been standing out to me, besides the fact that the right is now attacking Big Bird for doing stuff that we've been doing for decades in this country, which is trying to make kids not scared of needles when they have to add a vaccine to the list of vaccines that they have to get. And, somebody posted a picture from Star Wars, like, C-3PO and R2-D2 trying to get kids back in the 70s to get their, and the early 80s to get their vaccines or whatever. This is a constant gardening problem, not just for us, but like all over the world. Hype train. Don't forget, by the way, if you're on Twitch, don't forget to subscribe or resubscribe. It's not automatic, so a lot of people forget or what have you, or can't, or drop off or whatever. So the tank's running low. So if you can and you want to, and you have Amazon Prime, it doesn't cost you a dime. Otherwise, you can also gift people subs, add subs to folks, that kind of thing. So, anyways, the biggest one I think is the sort of crazy response to the infrastructure bill passing on Friday. In Kentucky, Mitch McConnell, the minority leader in the Senate, has already called it a godsend for Kentucky. Have been talking about how they've been trying to help infrastructure in Eastern Kentucky forever. And now they finally get to do it because praise Biden, it finally happened. And of course, it happened partly because the folks, a couple of Republicans decided to vote for it because they're for it. A lot of people go, well, it's this back and forth between the Democrats, and some of them weren't going to vote for it. And Pelosi knew she had Republicans. Yeah, all the politicking aside, everybody in the House who isn't a lunatic, who isn't a Gaetz, MTG, or Gozer, wants this bill. Even if they won't admit to it, everybody wants the infrastructure bill to pass. The Republicans, the only difference was they wanted it to pass when Trump was in office. Just because he was doing the best, and it was a deal. He had a deal. Hold on a second. Look at that. Level 5 hype train already. People are taking my request to subscribe seriously. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, there has to be a situation wherein, they got to push back against this. You know what I mean? Like, what are they going to do? This is, this is a nightmare. Hold on. Where'd this guy go? Hold on. I'm trying to find something. This is the only pushback they have, which is we were going to have infrastructure week when we wanted to do infrastructure. Oh, hi, Chip. Are you trapped? Hold on. Chip wants to see everybody. Hold on. Before we get started. Hi, buddy. What are you doing? What are you doing? Did you want to see everybody? Hi. Everybody wants to say hi. Hi, Stinkle. What's up, Stinkums? You were stinky. What are you stinking about? Are you just stinking? He's very sleepy. He ate. He's growing very fast, as you can see. And he's eating. Then he runs around like a maniac for like 15 minutes. And then he collapses like somebody sliding into first base and just takes a nap. Unless I wake him up and he wants to go look at wires. Here, I'll let you out though. Come here. There you go. There you go. I got a show to do. I'll do it. Snuggles in a bit. All right. So, sorry. We needed a chip break. He thought so. And that's all there is to that. Remember, wherever you go, there you are. And Chip is also there. So, yes, he's growing a lot. Excuse me. So, he's adorable. And he's moved into the phase where he's jumping up in my lap and needs to sleep there. I got a letter, Amy. I don't know if I got the one you're talking about, but yes, I think so. Thank you. Now he's knocking around a bottle cap, which is his new favorite toy. Just a cap off a water bottle. I don't know why people pay for things. I don't know why you buy, especially kittens. I don't know why you buy kittens toys. Look, this one's wonderful. We all go boating, so I got a little boat. It's a boat. I got a boat. It's one. See, he loves this boat. He plays it's his favorite boat. Then you're like, there's a bottle cap off my water bottle. It's a bottle. It's a bottle cap. We like bottles around here. Yeah, I've got my hair back today. So, yes, winter's coming and he wants heat. Is that what you think it is? Yeah. No, he's just getting more comfortable. Is this where the communism? Yes, this is clearly where the communism is. Apparently, we're building bridges, people to people. We're peopling back and forth. So clearly, this is communism, because infrastructure is communism. I don't know if you know that. Yes, it's true. Don't worry about the Build Back Better plan. I mean, that's a Marxist dream of authoritarian dystopia. This is just straight up old-fashioned communism. And that seems to be the argument across the board. It's certainly what Glenn Beck has thought about the whole thing. But let me give you an example, if I may, in this particular moment. This would be Tucker Carlson has I believe one of our favorites on to talk about, and they needed an expert. You got to bring on an expert, right? You're talking about, broadband, smart grid, cyber attacks, lead pipes, getting the lead pipes out. You know what I mean? And you're using communism to do it. You obviously have to bring on someone who's either an expert in lead pipes, smart grid, cyber attacks, and bridges, or an expert in communism, probably both. Let's see who he brings in. It's going to be very exciting. Who could it be? But, sorry, hold on. I turned off the audio because...
Full to have her now. Ken, it's great to see you. So, they are...
I'm glad that we're reminding her. This is the breaking news, by the way.
Intentionally making things worse because tearing down what we have is a prerequisite to building utopia. I think that is the answer to what we're saying.
Well, if you have an old bridge and you want a new bridge, don't build the new bridge on the old bridge. I think that's what they're talking about. Because the title of this is Candace Owens, "We are not building back anything better under Biden," which sounds like a lyric to a children's song, but I'm sure she'll explain what she means. That her according to her engineering degree that she got at Fox Nation, she's the way you build a new bridge is to stack it on the old bridge.
That's exactly correct. And this is an especially sensitive topic for me today because I spent the earlier part of the day speaking to a North Korean defector. And I was actually horrified hearing her speak about what she lived through while she was in North Korea and understanding that, what they're really trying to do right here in America is build exactly that model where the state controls and owns and operates everything.
Yeah, no, they aren't. No. None of that is state-run. These are all state funds. These are government funds. They're federal funds, not state, because there is no separation of powers underneath North Korea. They don't have states. They are the state. We have a federal government and lots of states. As a matter of fact, I don't know what you would even call our country if you were just starting out. Maybe something along the lines of a United States.
Have nothing and you will be happy because you have served some higher purpose,
That's right. We're all useless eaters who will all take our turn getting eaten. Wait a minute. That doesn't sound good at all.
I like wood.
All right.
government, some higher idea, which you're talking about, these ideologues, some higher idea, green new energy. You did it for your planet. You need to have nothing. You need to shut down these pipelines. You're not going to be able to afford to fill up gas, but look at you. You should be proud because now...
The pipeline part, the Canadian shale oil over our water aquifers aside, it's not green technology that's making oil prices higher. It's the Saudis and Russians jacking up the price and squeezing supply. I'm sorry, I thought for a second we were having a real conversation.
Part of the Green New Plan. And by the way, if you want any...
It's called the Green New Plan now, guys. You thought it was the Green New Deal because it's a reference to the New Deal. And then they were saying, hey, it's like a Green New Deal. Look how catchy that is. It's the Green New Plan now. It's a Green New goal. It's a Green New goal. It's a goal. It's a green goal. It's a green goal. It's the Gringo Plan.
You got to worship government. This is the whole reason why when you talk about...
Yes. Dear Lord, and by Lord I mean government, please bless us with a bridge that does not shake every time I drive across it. As a lowly Domino's driver, it is very frightening that I have 30 minutes or less, so I must race across the rickety bridge and come back across the rickety bridge and die. And when I die, I will not go to you because you're an organization of states under a constitution and not some post-temporal deity that I worship. But you get the point. So please, Lord, federal government, repair this bridge. Amen.
What is the thing that connects these attack of the education system? Why are they dumbing down kids? Why are they being so horrible about families? Why do they want children turning to government and not to their parents for answers?
What the fuck are you talking about? You do know what school is for, right? One of the things that school is for is so that your parents don't have to know every fucking thing. Yeah, why don't people with 2 BAs working on their PhD turn to their parents for baseline trigonometry and the fundamental engineering physics underlying thermodynamics? Why? Why do they turn to a government institution for that? And by government, I mean a private university that happens to be in a state that operates under its own educational system and never mind.
Well, one thing that ties this all is that...
By the way, guys, I see some people in the chat taking her seriously and this seriously and making it a black and white kind of thing. You're missing the whole point. You're getting wrapped up in this. She's not indoctrinating people because of her skin color. She's not been indoctrinated because of her skin color. She's not a posturing black conservative that white conservatives make use of. None of that matters. She's an idiot and he's an asshole. Let's leave it at that.
Don't want there to be any...
Don't get me wrong. I'm fairly certain she's an asshole too, but that's so far in the conversation.
But the state in your individual lives. In fact, one of the things that this North Korean defector told me was that there was no concept of love, right? She said, we don't have words like stress. We don't have words like social justice.
No. Well, I seem to see the increase of those kind of words in our society, so perhaps that means we're moving away from the North Korean model, as much as so many of us on the left apparently want it. The fuck?
In Korean. She's like, there's no concept of this in the state because they don't want you to even think about that because...
Wait a minute. No. In North Korea, they may not have these things, but there's words for stress in Korean, in the language. Jesus.
Supposed to know that...
Thank you for upping the Twitch subscriptions, you guys. I appreciate that. I had been neglecting telling people, and it was just going...
how things are supposed to be. Every movie that they're allowed to watch in North Korea, and this really terrified me,
was just the Left Behind movies. And as much as we love Kirk Cameron's work, as you might have seen yesterday, they just, you know what the ending's going to be. It's the rapture, for Christ's sake. Literally.
Concept of anybody dying is for the state. The highest honor is for the state.
Tucker, by the way, is just on a loop. He left a long time ago. They just play. This is like when you have a bank robbery and they take the security cameras and they record a couple of seconds and then they just put it on a loop over and over again. Just anytime he has a guest on, he just fucks off to the bathroom and they play this furrowed brow loop.
Right now, and people thought this was a radical concept years ago. This is a Republican talking point. It's not. We are seeing America being radically transformed into a communist country. That is what.
Yeah, that's totally what's happening. And you know how you know that? It's infrastructure week. Now, when Trump was trying to do all of these very same things, somehow not communism. By the way, none of this communism.
Right now, people need to wake up to this, Tucker. I cannot say it enough because it's happening quickly. How have they done it? They needed an existential crisis. Well, COVID-19 is their never-ending existential crisis. This is why we have to take.
Well, no, it'll obviously end at some point. If we were still talking about COVID and masks and there was nothing going on for 10 years, this shit just happened. It just happened, dum-dum. Hi, buddy. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hi. You feeling lonely? He's just coming by. He's walking around under my feet. Hi, you okay? Yeah. You just purring? Are you sleepy? Am I making too much noise? Is that what it is? I'm yelling at the dumb lady and the dumb guy. It's the dum-dum show. Right. That's right. Excuse me for a moment. They don't have a word for this in Korean. You can't fall asleep on me, buddy. I got a show to do. He's literally like, this is good. I'm good here. There you go. He's just under the desk now. He just wants to just hang out. Here, hop over. I made you a little box and everything. Just go sleep in that. Go sleep in there. Go lay in there, buddy. Just lay in the little box. Yeah. Don't bite my foot. All right. He's so sweet. Okay, here we go. It's called dinner. He's already had it. All right.
This is why we have to shut down your businesses. This is why you can't.
Oh. He just jumped up on his own. Look at that. He's just like, I will not be denied. He's now Glenn Close. And, okay, here you go. Hi. Yeah, I know, buddy. I know. Yes, we had lovely cuddles earlier. I was taking a nap because it was a busy day. And we had such a great time. And now, Jesus. This is so, yeah. This is just, we're trying to indoctrinate people into communism by using tax dollars to help businesses not drive across bridges and roads that will fall apart. How will we stop communism from being trucked into Canada if the roads aren't good? Here, how about this guy? How about this? Hold on. Let me put this over here. And then you can settle in here. Yeah? And that's your little bed. And then it's your little bed. No, don't pull that down on yourself. Do not, no. All right, something to do. There you go. Yeah, just lay down. There you go. It's your little place. Yeah. Just dig down in there. All right. I made him a little box with I took one of those storage boxes that I had, and I just put a pillow in it. And I thought, oh, it's a bed. And it's not. He just gets in there and just wants to tear it to pieces. Hi, silly. No, you cannot jump from there to me. No. Don't, get off the lights. This is too sweet. All right.
A living while we take trillions for ourselves because we're here to help. No, we're not. We're here to take over every aspect of your lives and welcome you to a socialist reverie.
A socialist reverie is very reverie. The whole thing is reverie. What you can't have. Okay, I'm just gonna say if you want communism, if they really are pushing communism, you can't also have the thieving oligarchy, because technically that's not what that is. Like, we're going to take all the trillions of dollars for ourselves, which will be worthless if you have communism. Oh, there's 666 people in the chat. It's time for the super chat challenge. If you're hanging around, don't forget 666. Any derivation thereof will upset a right winger. Here we go.
It just feels like the cost of this is getting really high.
It just feels like it's getting really high. Asshole, they signed off on it last Friday, the infrastructure bill, and the BBB price tag is going down. It's going down. It started higher. It's been cut more than in half. The fuck are you talking about?
Underneath, I mean, there are a lot of signs of it without being too specific, but you can kind of feel the society going sideways.
Can you? Well, the nice thing is there'll now be rails on the side of the of sections of highway where they've been broken down, so that'll keep, if you go sideways, or maybe there'll be trucks for putting salt on frozen roads. Perhaps would be the thing. Are you jumping up here again, young man? Hi, please, thank you. All right.
Underneath, I mean, you could see actual unrest. That's the last thing anybody wants. Do you think
you could see actual unrest about universal pre-K that the state provides funds for, but will go to private industries and state organizations? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Now he's pulling wires. Give me a second. Get out of here. What are you doing? Come here. Come here. I saw that, you little stinker. What are you doing? What are you doing? I know. What the hell? He says this is all right. Hi. He's like, but I wanted to sleep on your face. I just want to lay down, and you're doing this stupid show. He's a rascal. That's right. Hi, buddy. I'm putting you outside the office. I know you're going to be upset, but this is how it's got to be. I'll bring you back in at the end, okay? Go mess with Murphy. Yeah. No. Stay out. There we go. I closed the door. I didn't close it all the way because I don't have the heart, so he might push it open and come back in again. When it comes to my cat, I'm such a commie, you know what I mean? Oh, he came right back in. Chip, just go do something, buddy.
That they could be putting too much pressure on the population?
Yeah, pressure on the population? Whoa. If they push people too far with these like bridges and roads and community college, gee willikers.
I think they're aware, but I don't think they're scared. I think this is something that's...
Yeah, why would they be scared? What are these assholes going to do? January 6th, every preschool? What are they going to do? Stop the building of bridges and roads? I understand what this is about. This is about the infrastructure bill, which just passed, and the Build Back Better plan, which is being cut in half and negotiated down, but has some good stuff in it, but essentially is like 80% of the country is for this shit. And they're like, there's going to be an uprising. My goodness. Gosh.
Going on for a very long time. This didn't begin with Joseph Biden. We know that, Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, no, the infrastructure week was going on the entirety of the Trump presidency. I think it just ended just now.
Would have been a person that helped to catalyze this had she have become our president, but she didn't get that, and they felt like Trump actually stopped their plans. They started this process very slowly. And
yes, he stopped their plans for infrastructure by fucking up his own infrastructure plan. That would be the...
Really, it was a way to it. I certainly was. And I thought, okay, maybe we are just trying to do some socially good things. Maybe they are just trying to help everybody out. But then suddenly, when Trump was in office, it became very apparent that something else was happening in this country.
Something else is going on. Something else said, I know you're there saying universal pre-K, but it's really teaching them horrible communism and Marxism. Have you ever seen the sharing is caring video? Well, it's a video now. It used to be a film strip, actually, and it would go, they play a little record, and they'd go, doong, and the teacher would go, and you'd watch another, and I was indoctrinated for the longest time by the original communists to think that sharing is caring.
You know, this this obsession and focus on racism, on white supremacy, on making children say, look, anything that happens in this country is the fault of racism, not the obvious fault of what's standing in your face, which is that it is the fault of government. Every hardship that we're facing
is the government's fault. By the way, it's just in case you were wondering, having a victim mentality is not a good thing, according to the Tucker Carlson show and network that it's on.
Now in this country is because of the government. We're not building back anything better right now, Tucker, and Americans need to wake up to that fact.
Yeah, we're not, okay? These are communist bridges. You don't understand, okay? Have you seen the you know when kids are playing with blocks in preschool? Yeah, those are communist blocks. Where have you heard that phrase before? The communist bloc. Yeah. People need to wake the fuck up.
Candace Owens, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for filling this segment in so I could go and take a shit and come back as we play a loop of my face going,
Hey, Sean
How the fuck? And by the way, this is across the board. This is their reaction to the infrastructure bill. These Republicans didn't think about what they put in motion. Dear God, they have voted for an infrastructure bill. And the reason it's an attack, seriously, Chip, seriously, hold on. This is going to be the running theme of the whole show today. Come here, buddy. Get out of here. Come here. You can't, if you stand on that, the whole thing will fall over, and then we're all in danger and fire and death and sadness and sorrow, and I love you. What are you doing? I'm fine. Why is it? Okay, but yeah, you got it. I know, you purr every time I pick you up. It's adorable. But give me a second, okay? I'm not going to be that long, and then we'll be back together. All right, here you go. I'm closing the door. His little paw is going to be under the door, and then I'm going to hear violin music because I'm so sad. Critical Chip theory. Totally. Oh, my God. So, this is Laura Ingraham. I don't know if you know her work or whatever. She's a terrorist sympathizer. She's on some fuck off extreme network, I think it's called. It's FOX, which stands for fuck off extreme. Yeah. But her whole thing right here is these Republicans didn't think about what they put in motion. And this is the ones that voted for, I think so. By the way, I don't pre-watch these things. But this is just because the infrastructure bill passed.
House cleaning. That's the focus of tonight's angle.
House cleaning. Get it? That's the house. That's a house. That's a diaper. I'm like the old school Daily Show.
All right, with Joe Biden at 38% average approval rating, now 58% of the country says he has the wrong priorities. And that election loss in Virginia, now one wouldn't think that the mood at the White House would be upbeat, pretty giddy.
Yeah, it's almost as if they realize they're doing tough things that need to be done, and the reaction of the public might be negative at the time, but ultimately it will benefit the public overall. The same thing folks like Laura screamed at, people like Bill Clinton over that ended up giving us a surplus.
It's all smiles today after the early Saturday passage of that $1.2 trillion phony infrastructure bill. Now, remember, only part of it is hard infrastructure.
Sorry, phony. I'm sorry, how much of it? Wait, 1 second. How much of it? Oh, sorry, this guy. Why is it not? Why won't you jump back? What's happening? Maybe it is.
The rest is the typical wasteful. Now, remember, only part of it is hard infrastructure. The rest is the typical wasteful Washington garbage with a socialist bent.
With a socialist bent. It cocks its hat in a socialist kind of a way. You know, that whole socialist thing about people voting in the leaders that they want and those leaders going about exercising their political priorities using tax dollars to pay for projects that better the country, you know, but like commie.
For Biden's boy wonder transportation secretary, though, it's really totally awesome.
Oh my God. Can you hear that? Chip, what is it? He's crying under the door. Oh my God.
When our communications team presents me with copy, I usually cross out the word excited because I think it's overused, and I often rub out the exclamation points because it's not always my style, but we are excited with an exclamation point about what we're going to be able to deliver.
Now, it sounds like Pete's got his campaign commercial going for his 2024 presidential run.
That's why would he have to run? Laura, we're turning into a communist country. The party gets together, the PLA stands outside and makes sure no one gets involved. It's just the same way they pick a pope. What run?
Is. And let's face it, the Democrats are going to be wiped out in 2022 because the generic ballot now has Republicans at +8, if you can believe it. Now, by historical comparison, let me translate how ugly this really is. In 2010, Republicans won by 6.8 points and picked up 63 seats.
Yeah, if only it wasn't a year away.
In the House. Wow. So just when Pelosi and Biden really needed a win, well, it came courtesy of the Republicans.
This was a bipartisan action. 13 House Republicans broke ranks with party leadership.
The House finally passed the trillion-dollar bipartisan infrastructure bill. 6 Democrats voting against it and 13 Republicans bucking their party leadership.
It was 12 men and 1 woman.
Which is, you need to know that, by the way. It's if you don't know, the votes are tallied differently if you're male or female. It's a big social justice warrior thing, I think.
Maliotokis from conservative Staten Island who pushed the bill over the top.
Roads and bridges and tunnels and ports. I'm happy to have joined.
By the way, none of those votes in the count counted more than any of the other votes in that count. That's how voting works. But it's interesting that Laura picked the woman. Isn't that curious to you? Does that stand out? I mean, I know they hate Kitzinger, but it's
colleagues to support it.
Sorry, triggered my dance music.
My district in particular, I mean, the money in there can be used for all sorts of projects, and I look forward to working with my local legislators to identify what priorities we're going to unite on.
First off, the Congresswoman is not going to have much of a say in how any of this money is spent. Nice dreaming, though. The Biden cabinet is going to be making a lot of the big calls. And secondly,
yeah, broad-based on the law, but in the law itself allows for discretionary funding because the city managers in the mayor's office in a big city, for example, or the state itself knows what they're working on. They're getting this money to fix their shit. No one is saying the Biden administration is just going to put a bridge over Wyoming. Just fuck it off entirely. But we wanted to fix... No. All the money goes... Nobody needs to drive through Wyoming anymore. It's just a big... And the bridge isn't even for cars. It's for moose.
She conveniently leaves out that the bill is laden with progressive pork, and it lays the groundwork for...
Like what? Why'd you put a picture of her up and not a list of the pork? Maybe she will. Let's see.
All the climate change craziness to come. $7.5 billion is going to go to electric vehicle charging stations.
Elective vehicles, in case you elect to have a vehicle at some point in your life. This is a far left wish list. By the way, let's see. Try to do this in here. And slide this over here. And then we go into, let's see. Whoops. Why is it not? Wake up. Keyboard. There we go. Oh, that's what's happening. I see. There seems to be some issue with my keyboard. One moment. One moment. There we go. Hopefully that does it. Wake it up. Nope. Just blinking. Just blinking away. All right. Well, that's fine. I'll just live with that. Shall I? Let's see. Nope. Good times. Yeah. This seems to be connected. All right. Very strange. All right, so I can't type anything right now. Well, the thing I was going to bring up is that gas stations across the country and the entire oil and gas infrastructure of the country has been subsidized by the federal government forever. The reason why all 1950s horror films start with somebody running out of gas, the reason why the Thriller video has a throwback storyline of the car running out of gas in the middle of nowhere as a tip of the hat to old horror films, is because we didn't have enough gas stations in the whole fucking country and people would run out of gas all the time. So the government, because the interstate travel system was going to benefit everybody, and it sure as shit did, the government subsidized putting gas stations everywhere. Why is this different? But here you go.
$5 billion for electric school buses.
Why? And again, why is that far left?
$1 billion for ripping up racist highways. And
well, look, if you have a highway near you that is yelling racial epithets, I'd say it's got to go.
That's just a drop in the bucket.
Well, then spend the rest of the show talking about it, dummy. What the fuck are you talking about? $1 billion for ripping up racist highways? You mean renaming them? When they, whatever, the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan Freeway?
Or after that.
Oh, and by the way, what they mean is some highways, when they're going to fix them, have edged into certain communities over others, and there's enough land there where they can kind of balance it out. They're going to do that. I guess that's what she's talking about. I mean, I think there should be an asterisk next to racist highway.
No wonder that dim-witted anti-Trump menace Adam Kinzinger ended up supporting it. Now, none of them thought for a second about what it is they're actually putting in motion.
Yeah, think about this. Communism. Karl Marx himself, in between writing a paper about the Jewish problem, I think it was called, or the Jewish question, and using the N-word a lot because he thought some races were sub-mongrel. In between those things, writing his super left-wing, maybe there's a Karl Marx highway and they're changing the name on it, and that's part of the bill. We'll get to it later. During that time, he wrote the Infrastructure Manifesto.
They just thought about
roads are bourgeoisie.
Bringing the bacon back home. The leader of the moderates, John Katko, is particularly odious. But what could we expect from a grandstanding blowhard who voted to impeach Trump over January 6th?
Over January 6th? Why would he do that? I mean, isn't that the purpose of our federal system of government, to allow nutcases from all over the country, if they're, make disloyal assholes pile on top of each other and beat up cops, and if the guy who was in charge said, let's all go down there, sits there with a smash rag in his hand, staring at the TV as it happens, I don't know anybody would react negatively to that.
Now, just as the Capitol Police protected us, Congress must match that courage and protect the Constitution, our democratic processes, and this nation. The president's role in this insurrection is undeniable.
John Katko is being primaried. Good. By the way, please don't anyone get upset or take Laura Ingraham seriously. By the way, they rest in the comforting embrace that as much as she wants to matter as much as Hannity and Tucker, Republicans refuse to take women seriously. They are always a sidecar, and they just put them up basically so that they can go, see, we got one.
Well, since then, Katko's been a dead man walking in conservative politics.
Yeah, the worst thing, I mean, honestly, that's a bridge you just don't want to cross. Oh.
Months ago, the powerful Conservative Party of Onondaga County said it would not...
Of Onondaga County? Say that again. What the hell?
...back Katko's re-election.
No.
And he already has his first primary challenger. I love that. Good.
Yeah, sure, it'll be great. And by the way, Republican on Republican crime, I don't care.
At least 3 out of the 13 washout GOP congressmen have already announced their retirement. Get out the door. Well, good, because each and every one of them either didn't read the entire bill, which is a dereliction of duty, or they did read it and just ignored its most egregious provisions, which frankly is worse than a dereliction of duty.
Which would be the egregious ones? Oh, they're never tear up a racist highway.
A particularly lame Pelosi-inspired justification for supporting it came from Congressman David McKinley from West Virginia.
Dear God. Wait a minute. West Virginia has Republicans that don't vote with Republicans? What's next? A Democrat that doesn't normally vote with Democrats? What the kind of hellscape is West Virginia?
Remember, it's for the children. He said, we've all heard stories of children in West Virginia sitting in parking lots to do their schoolwork because their homes are not connected to reliable broadband.
What I tell ya, broadband, nothing but broadband.
Tonight, I voted for those kids.
Uh-huh. Voted for that broadband, for those businesses and those people who want to trade stocks live in your state and they don't want to move to New York and yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, really, David? After watching the Democrats
oh, really, David? Basically, Laura's, why did you put that graphic back up? A, it's not that good, and you could have just put up a graphic that said, fuck kids.
Destroy West Virginia's coal industry as China's roars ahead.
As China's roars ahead. You know, you do realize that's not a good thing, right?
Trust the Democrats to take care of the children in West Virginia? What?
Well, no, they don't run. I don't know if you know this, but the substructure of the internet, while it was created by a government program, something is a really communist thing that a Department of Communism, the Department of Marxism, Department of Defense, that's what it was. I was way off. While that ran across the entire country, it was obviously threaded to the biggest communication centers, the Wall Street, Chicago, Los Angeles and San Francisco, Cupertino, Seattle, ports, that kind of stuff. It was pretty wide, but there were a lot of areas where they just didn't bother because they were either inland and protected and it wasn't necessary, and they had other ways of communicating that they didn't lay down the good wiring, and now they're going to.
Planet is he living on? The fact
Planet West Virginia, which is a very strange place. Yeah. I'm just saying, if the farmer offers you to sleep in the barn or sleep with his beautiful daughter, choose the barn. Otherwise, you'll be a punchline. I've just heard this story too many times.
These 13 House Republicans are trusting Biden's cabinet secretaries to spend this gargantuan sum of money, do it wisely, when the smart move would have been to wait to pass a clean infrastructure bill until the Republicans take...
A clean infrastructure bill? What kind of commie shit is that? Clean infrastructure? What are you, AOC now?
Back the House next year. Unless that...
Why would that happen? You fuckers had the House, the Senate, and the presidency. You didn't pass it. What are you talking about?
You trust Energy Secretary Granholm to focus on common sense solutions to skyrocketing energy prices.
Is the Granholm plan to increase oil production in America?
Oh my God, that is hilarious. Would that I had the magic wand on this.
Should America? Right. That there's some sort of grand home plan that she can do anything. What's the grand home plan? She's not laughing at rising oil prices. She's laughing at the idea that somehow she's got magic powers.
In what will likely be a cold winter, most of them are, expect to pay higher prices for heating their homes?
Yeah, this is going to happen. Oil and gas companies are not flipping the switch as quickly as the demand requires.
Oh my God.
What? Sorry, Laura. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that for some odd reason, it seems to me, and call me crazy, but it seems to me like that was edited to make like an entirely different series of sentences.
Oil and gas companies are not flipping the switch as quickly as the demand requires.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh dear God. Hold on, let's go to the whole thing. I want to see what this whole piece was. Look at there's 3 half sentences in a row.
What will likely be a cold winter, most of them are, expect to pay higher prices for heating their homes?
Yeah, this is going to happen. Oil and gas companies are not flipping the switch as quickly as the demand requires.
Oh my God. Is there any more idiotic person who's ever been a cabinet member? I think.
Oh my God. It's so funny. It's weird if you cut out the entirety of what she's actually saying and get tail ends of sentences and create your own flash edits and hope your people don't Is there anyone dumber than would believe the context of a highly edited cut? By the way, that's why I, here at Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide, use the entirety of the clip that these assholes post. I don't cut them apart. I'll cut into them a little bit. That's for sure. I'll stop them for a second and mention some shit and make a few jokes and some silly faces. But I'm damn sure not taking what she said, cutting an entire 20-minute interview, or in the case of the one on CNN, a 7-minute segment, and cutting it into 2 half sentences.
What we demand, Madam Secretary, is an energy secretary confident enough to answer basic questions, not a 10-watt...
She did. She did. She's just not willing to lie like Trump did. It's going to come down even better than they've come down before. No one's seen these kind of things, and I'm bringing them down. They're already down. I don't even know if you know that they've already been down, and you are fake news.
Pretending to be a spotlight. Again, this is the party with 0 solutions. They only
Zero solutions? They just passed an infrastructure bill.
Exacerbate problems. And every GOP vote for this.
Yeah, see, folks, you don't know this. Your shitty broadband out in your rural communities, that's a feature, not a bug. That's a plus. You don't want to be hooked up to the internet. You don't want good streaming. You don't want to be able to start your own show and compete with her show from rural West Virginia. It's better this way. I know you feel scared driving across that bridge, but that's to make you realize how precious life is. They fix that bridge. You're just going to drive straight across it, go right to a Starbucks, get a beverage, and go home without ever fearing for your life. Now, what kind of a life is that?
Which is the companion bill to the next even worse social spending bill, ensures that current inflation lasts longer and energy prices go even higher.
All right, explain how. I'm very excited. Please tell me how Build Back Better or this one make sure that energy prices stay higher. Other than the fact that as we move towards electric vehicles and they, increase their reach and people enjoy them more, that buying gas will be a thing of the past and getting gas at places will be a little more expensive because it's a unique item.
Now, currently, the White House has 0 plans to keep the latter from soaring out of control.
Could you just lay out what those other options are that he's considering?
So I don't have anything specific here. The president spoke to this recently, but he's also asked FTC to crack down on illegal pricing. But also we're going to continue to monitor the situation and have a number of tools in our arsenal. As I just mentioned, I don't have anything specific.
Monitoring the situation. That's always my...
Yeah, suggest something. We just came out of COVID. Things are like factories are just restarting and then they're stopping because other countries are having huge outbreaks and they're operating in fits and starts. We rely too much on those countries, China specifically, which you didn't seem to mind until they, until the perfect storm of Trump being a moron. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. That yes, say yes to narrow band, right? They didn't mind all the cheap goods we were getting from China until Trump started bitching about it. I don't see her why don't you here put up a picture of Walmart? I mean, you hate Bezos, go after drop shipping on from China because that's why the supply chain is so choked up. It's a corporate problem. Simply is. By the way, if the government steps in and sets prices, that's a step towards communism. Just saying.
Favorite answer. Now, what you all have to understand here, and the phony infrastructure Republicans don't seem to get.
Listen to it. Yeah, this is the... Hold on. Let's hear it.
Is that rising energy costs are a key part of the Democrats' agenda. They want costs to go up because they want to build back greener, even though it's going to mean that many Republicans will be forced to choose what? Many Americans are going to be forced to choose heat or food this winter.
No. No, they will not. I mean, never mind the fact that we passed a $1.9 trillion rescue package, which still has funds available in it. No one is going to be eating cat food because because gas is too expensive.
Affordable energy means that Americans need less government and have more freedom. They can...
By the way, most of the energy changes, including more nuclear plants that are in the infrastructure bill and in the Build Back Better plan, phase in over decades.
Have more freedom to do what they want, to go where they want, wherever they want.
Whenever they want, on whoever they want, under whatever they want, whenever they want to want, whatever they want, and what they thought, you can't always get what you want. Everything should be free. Communist.
Pricier gasoline, airline, and train tickets become, the less freedom you have. And they're totally fine with that.
By the way, this is a bunch of leftist bullshit, I would like to say for the record.
Now, somehow the president's chief of staff, Ron Klain, he believes that Tuesday's election losses demonstrate that voters want more spending.
I do think the voters sent a message on Tuesday. They wanted to see more action in Washington. They wanted to see things move more quickly. And 3 days later, Congress responded, passing the president's infrastructure bill.
Well, a new
Yeah.
survey out by CNN shows the main concern for voters isn't infrastructure, it's not equity, it's not racial justice issues either.
What do Americans think are the biggest issues that he should be focused on right now?
It is the economy. 36% of Americans say the economy is the most important, compared to 20% who say coronavirus. That's now the second issue.
Well, the economy is linked with the supply.
By the way, so we're just going to buzz right past the fact that Fox News doesn't give a rat fuck about COVID.
Chain problems, the inflation and energy costs. By driving our nation further into debt with spending, well, things are only going to get worse.
These are investments, actually. If you have a company, you will benefit from better broadband. If you're a company, you will benefit from better roads. If you're a company, you lower energy costs long term because you're using renewables, for example, or you have tax credits to get you past those points. It will also do that. Yes. So,
of course, selling you out in the House wouldn't have been possible, though, if 19 Republican senators didn't sell you out in the Senate first. From Mitch McConnell to Mitt Romney, the old establishment decided to grab a piece of the pie. One report notes that Mitch's state of Kentucky can expect to...
By the way, I'm not going to interrupt her shitting on Republicans. She's completely a lunatic, but we'll just let them kick each other. I have no reason to stop this.
Receive more than $5 billion from the federal package. Again, as long as they get their piece, they'll just ignore the fact that it provides the momentum for the Build Back Better bill, which will cost an estimated $4 trillion. No wonder the far left is ecstatic in anticipation.
It is a human infrastructure bill. It's transformational. The child tax credit. When we think about $400 billion for that climate change, $555 billion there, $150 billion in housing.
Now, the idea that Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema are going to hold the line for sanity because the GOP in the Senate and the House gave them a slice of infrastructure?
By the way, I don't know that we should jump on, I don't want to interfere in this part either.
Highly unlikely. Now, every once in a while, we get big think pieces in the media about why populism continues to be so powerful in much of the...
That's right. And by the way, thank God we have a counterpoint to big think pieces with Laura Ingraham's show. The opposite of a think piece.
And why GOP voters continue to press for major change. The complete inability...
Yes, they all run on change.
GOP leadership to hold the line, to do what they were elected to do, and block over $1 trillion in wasteful spending that's going to lead to more inflation, is a classic example of why populism will continue to grow.
I mean, you can't... The one thing that populism... that really drives it is improving roads, bridges, the expansion. I mean, I would argue that in some ways she's right. In one way, certainly in the expansion of broadband and the impressive download and upload speeds available to people once they are given better internet across this country, it certainly as shit would be easier to download QAnon videos. Right? I mean, Mom, come over here. This QAnon thread is just blazing. Holy shit, I can barely keep up with the memes.
The establishment won this round, but their time is running out. Americans are not going to sacrifice their living standards to keep the Democrats and their GOP allies in power.
Well, those people didn't vote for the BBB, and they're not going to. There's no expectation that they're going to. Which means you're just being an asshole for no purpose at all. Oh, that's your show, right?
We saw last week in Virginia and New Jersey that change is coming. And the more harm the establishment does to the economy, the faster and stronger that change is going to be. And that's...
Yes, it's Laura Ingraham, the new Susan Sarandon.
Angle.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey,
Sean Hannity here. Hey. But Laura's not alone. Candace isn't alone. Tucker's not alone. Oh no. Luckily, we have Matt Gaetz to tell us who the evil Republicans are. Now, apparently, just in case you're wondering, because this is called Gaetz Rips, 13 Republicans who voted for Democrat infrastructure bill, in quotes. That's on his site, by the way. When he's on Stankfield. Just in case you were wondering, Republican that votes for broadband and bridges, bad. Republican who sex traffics a minor and plies her with drugs to have sex with her, good. That would be, well, I guess we'd call that the Gaetz standard at this point. 966 people in chat. It's amazing. We're going to hit 1,000. Say hi if you're out there. Tell me where you're from. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're a troll, thanks for being here and helping us with the algorithm. Don't forget to give us a thumbs down. Any kind of engagement is welcome as long as it's not a call to violence or use racial epithets. And also, I apologize, trolls, but everything you say is not upsetting here. You've got no power here. Now go away before someone drops a house on you too. Yeah, it doesn't work. It works in other chat rooms. There's a lot of pearl clutching all over the place. Here, we just kind of shrug it off. It literally has no meaning. I mean it. Like, you genuinely can't really get anybody upset about anything here. But yeah, I mean, hey, try, sure. You know what I mean? It's your job. It's what you get paid for. It's why you're sitting in a cubicle in Macedonia with no pants on. I get it.
Click here.
Oh, by the way,
subscribe to Fox.
No, I'm not going to do that. Okay, here we go. There's probably going to be an ad.
All right, what we want is not what Rick Scott and Mitch McConnell and the rest of the spineless establishment wants.
Oh, God. How great is this right out of the gate? Look at this. Look at it. First of all, congratulations to the one-armed, one-eyed graphics designer who's got the account at Stankfield on Fiverr. This is, I mean, look at the paper folded and flying through the air. A broken elephant. GOP overhaul, which I don't know. Stank. It doesn't really sell the whole thing. Yeah, I think Republicans in disarray would be a much better one. Yeah.
The overhaul needs to start now, folks.
Yes, Stank. Go after them. Yes. Do not wait. If you wait till 2022, it'll be too late. You got to start purging the party. Start it. Yes. This is a good thing. Politically, it's a brilliant plan.
And it is up to all of us.
Yes, it is. It's only you. Also, quick question. Why do you have Christopher Lloyd's hairdo from Who Framed Roger Rabbit? We'll get to that later. But I will need an answer.
Well, someone who has been fighting the anti-establishment for a long time is Congressman Matt.
That's true. And by anti-establishment, wait, hold on. He's been fighting what?
Well, someone who has been fighting the anti-establishment for a long time is Congressman Matt Gaetz.
Fighting the establishment, isn't it? Has he been fighting the establishment? What? Fighting the anti-establishment. That would be the establishment. And then the establishment Republicans are part of the problem. Oh dear, I'm getting dizzy.
Of Florida. He is now one of the few in Congress keeping the America First agenda alive.
Yes, he's doing a great job. And by the way, what he means by America First is, of course, giving ecstasy to high school girls and flying them out of state to have sex with them in a hotel room with other adults.
Gaetz joins me now. Matt, I take it you saw some of the 13 today.
I mean, honestly, does he always have to look like a number 2, villain in an old Bond film?
What do you say to these Republicans?
I can feel your blood pressure rising, Grant, and I'm right there with you.
Yeah, it's what's pushing his hair together into that odd little situation.
We had the Democrats on the ropes. We had the ability to make Joe Biden.
Yeah, we had some of these bridges on the ropes across the country, meaning that some of them were still made of rope, and we should keep them that way.
Lame duck president to stop his agenda in its tracks. Nancy Pelosi's schism with the squad created a rare moment of opportunity where we could have used our power in the minority to fight.
Our power in the minority.
People to battle their dislikes, to stop this march to socialism. Now,
battle their dislikes. Oh, that's right. He since he's not on any committees and he's a complete fuck up. I think all of his gains have been on Twitter.
Closed doors. This is what Republican leaders are telling.
Look at him scheming about where the bathroom is.
The rest of us, when we complain, they say, well, gosh, you know, some of these members that voted for these bills, they're retiring and they want to be lobbyists in the future. And so we don't have.
Yes, they want to be lobbyists in the future. So if that only works if they're still in America. See, if they want to be lobbyists in the future, that predicates that there will be a capitalist system, because there's no lobbying firms in communism. And also there'll be roads and bridges and the country will be functional. So I'm just saying, you're making the whole case that they're destroying the whole goddamn country, and the goal of the Democrats is to destroy the country. How do you have all right?
As much influence over them as the lobbyists and the special interest political action committees. I'm the only Republican in Congress who doesn't take any money from any lobbyists or political action.
I'm the only Republican in the House that can't get any money from political action committees because of the upcoming criminal charges. Dude, they will throw money at Louis fucking Gohmert. Marjorie Taylor Greene's making money hand over fucking fist. Why do you think that's a bragging point? You think you're farther right than that dimwit? Dude, they're not giving you money because career-wise, dead man walking. This is bad. They're expecting you to go to jail. They don't want to be paying your legal fees, dipshit.
But here's the fallacy with that. A vast majority of the Republicans who voted for the Joe Biden agenda hold positions of leadership in our party. They are either ranking Republican leads on either full committees.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like they've been elected by their constituents multiple fucking times. Just saying.
Or subcommittees. And so the question for Leader McCarthy and the rest of our conference really is whether or not we will allow people to be designated as Republican leaders on major committees and subcommittees.
Well, one would argue that you can be a leader and it is the foolishness of the rabble if they do not follow. Let me give you an example. You know that you're in a burning building and everyone thinks they can break through the glass and get out, when doing that will actually bring more oxygen in, feed the fire, and kill them. You know this doorway over here works, but it's going to take a couple of you to break it down, but it will be a safe way everyone can exit. You say this, they say glass, you say this, and they say glass, and you break down the door, and you and a few other people actually manage to escape. They break the glass and are all consumed in the fire. You're not a leader, or not giving, not having the qualities of a leader just because the people you are hanging around with are too stupid to recognize good advice.
While they fight for the Joe Biden agenda and against the America First agenda. And if that isn't clear.
What? Wasn't it Infrastructure Week? Where the fuck? What part of the infrastructure bill is something that Trump, look, 1,000 people in the chat. What's up?
If that isn't corrected, then the current Republican minority you see in the House might not be ready to earn the majority, because we haven't shown people that we value their vote, that will fight for them, and we will push back against this.
We value your vote. Do you know how you sent us there to get stuff done that 70+% of Republicans want? No. Why? Leadership.
Agenda.
Congressman, what you just said in the beginning, all of it was spot
gave me a boner. I'm not going to lie.
on. But what you just said is the reason why I think President Trump was elected, why President Trump is still the leader of this party.
Which, because he was elected to do Infrastructure Week and get us out of Afghanistan. And then he, oh shit. That's so funny. But at least he put the best people in charge of things. And so, I mean, he knew all the best people, so he never had to fire anybody. What? Oh, shit. But hey, you know, he knows how to make a deal. And he got the China, all three phases of the,
That you have people in...
Sorry. Slat fence. So, slat fence. There's always... Matt, Stank will always have slat fence.
Leadership saying they're going to retire and they want to be lobbyists. That is what I've said. They put self-interest above national interest. I don't want any...
Like, I mean, that is Republicanism.
Those people leading us right now.
Well, you just watch, especially on the Acela corridor, you've got people who want to roll right out of Congress and into big $400,000, $500,000 a year jobs as lobbyists. And so they...
By the way, reminder, as this asshole's legal problem started to heat up, he was going to retire from Congress and get a job at Newsmax. He was lobbying them to give him a job. They said no for the exact same fucking reason that he can't get any corporate money either.
Back the lobbyist bill. But we don't have to tolerate that. You see, Kevin McCarthy isn't the cause of these problems. He's the symptom, because we have Republicans willing to say, aw, shucks, you know, we'll always lose a few. Nancy Pelosi is in the majority, and she lost less than half the votes that we lost in the minority. And I
don't even want... It's almost as if the bill was something that everyone in the fucking House wanted.
Right away, John Katko should be removed as the Republican lead on the Homeland Security Committee, and everyone else who voted for these bills.
Yeah. He didn't... What the fuck does that guy belong on Homeland Security? What? All right, what's he gonna do? Stop terrorists and foreign powers bombing our country? And then what does he want? New bridges for them to bomb? Let them bomb the old bridges. That way, this is part of the secret plan. Republican plan for national security is let the entire country rot. There'll be nothing to blow up. Ha ha. This is, I mean, it's the Trump Gaetz America first. Let America rot first. Because the problem we have, obviously, with immigration and other people is that they all want to come here. So here's an idea. Let's make this the last place you'd want to come to. Huh? It's brilliant.
I think there were 5 key votes in the 115th Congress. Impeachment, the January 6th committee, removing Marjorie Taylor Greene from committees, the Steve Bannon sanction, and this infrastructure bill. And we have Republicans who
Look at Stank. How can you remove Marjorie Taylor Greene from anything?
Against us on all 5. Those votes define what we believe and how we fight. And you know what? We're not tired of winning right now because we're not doing a whole lot of winning, and we could have...
Oh, sorry. I just need to take that in and enjoy it for a moment if I can.
Won for our people this last week. That's why, frankly, the morale in the Republican conference is very low right now, and we need backup. We need those candidates out there, those those veterans.
Sorry, I just was overwhelmed with bodily pleasure for a minute when he said their morale was low. Oh, goodness.
Those moms and dads that are running for Congress to come and help us fight against an establishment that controls elements of both parties.
They are out there and they are running. Now it's up to us.
They are out there and they are running, and it's up to... What the fuck are you talking about?
All of us at home to support them. Congressman Matt Gaetz, you just helped me, I hope, get the blood boiling of every single person watching this program, because what happened in Washington from Friday night, it's been happening for a while, but Friday night...
Yeah, It's been infrastructure week for a while. But when Biden finally passed it, by the way, can we just... It is nearly an equal victory passing the infrastructure bill and watching these fuckers flip out about it. And by the way, it's a win-win in so many ways, simply because even the constituents that this asshole has and that this asshole talks to all the time are still going to benefit from all of these things. Unlike the Republicans, we're not going to deny our fellow citizens, clean drinking water and functioning roads out of political spite.
Really, if there wasn't a wake-up call, I don't know what is. Carlson,
I guess you don't know what is then. I guess that.
As always, thank you for fighting up there.
Go
ahead.
One more thing. According to her ID, she was over 18. Now, I know my buddy made the ID, but are we going to commercial?
If they try to kick Jim Jordan out of the House of Representatives, maybe he'll have no choice but to run for the United States Senate. The day Jim Jordan announced for the United States Senate, he would be the leading Republican in that race, and probably most of the Republicans would drop out. So watch what you wish for, Republican senators. He may be in the upper house before you know it.
Isn't that the truth? And
so what? So what? He wouldn't be replacing a moving vote anyways. What's he just going to be noisier? Who gives a shit?
I still like my idea, and you talk.
And by the way, if he ended up in, Wyoming or some shit like that, where he could just stay locked in for a long time and there was never any chance of a balanced vote or whatever, and he could just and he represented a tiny number of people, it might be slightly more aggravating. Still wouldn't make any fucking difference.
About on your podcast about him becoming Speaker of the House.
So what? So let's dance.
That would be a win for Republicans everywhere. Matt Gaetz, as always, thank you, my friend, for coming on.
Thank you, Grant.
All right. Well,
by the way, if you ever find yourself saying the sentence, "Thank you, Matt Gaetz, for coming," in any context, you've made a wrong turn in life. You really have. All right, sorry. Was that wrong? If you're ever thanking Matt Gaetz for coming, check yourself straight into a prison. Yes, hold on one second. First of all, this is disgusting. Do not nice. You do not nice man. My mama has to drive me and my sister to school every day, and the road is all bumpy. And early in the morning, I want to go sleep. And I bumping in the seat I don't like. And mom says you just need to fix a road, and then when they can do that. And you don't want the road to fix. And that's a bad. The people have an accident. That's not right. People are gonna have an accident. And when my mama could have a job that she do from home with me and my sister if we had better internet. I'm not allowed on it, so I don't know what it's called. But she had that better at home. She could do it, real estate job she want to do, but can't do it. It's too drive far. So she wanted a better information net. And no, don't have it. We need to have it. But no more, this mean man, don't want us to have it. And the other nasty man he had on there kept hitting on my older cousin. She's still in high school. That's not good. They're not a nice thing. These are dirty mans. They can't do that, dirty mans. Shame on you, dirty mans. It's a terrible. Sorry. Just get back to See, I've been asking for Baby Hal for a long time, and I haven't had a chance to do it. Do my family and friends say that's what I look like? Yes. He is a smart little boy, that one. He really is. So funny. Okay, so can we get a double dose of awful on this next one? Remember how Greg Kelly was bitching about or Matt Gaetz, and then who was it? Marjorie Taylor Greene, or whoever was they put up a picture of who, that's right, it was on, yeah, Greg Kelly had MTG on. They put up a picture of the people, and the first one they had up in the corner was a dude, and we went over this Nichols dude, and his buddy is out of jail, and Nichols is in jail, and they both did the same shit, beat cops, did all kinds of shit, and there's all kinds of evidence against them, and we just grabbed the first one that was up. Well, Greg Kelly's apparently got an interview with that dude. J6 defendant speaks out an explosive jailhouse interview with Greg Kelly. So that's why he was in the upper left corner. That's why they were supporting this dude. He's in the other picture, his buddy's right here in the side. But this is a defense. They're gonna. I don't know if you're ready. If you're triggered by the lack of gluten-free options, you might want to turn away.
Seen on January 6th.
Yeah, clearly Antifa. Looks like a BLM guy. Clearly.
Tester. He served in the Marine Corps, by the way, honorably discharged after 4 years, but right now he's in a lot of trouble. He was arrested in January 18th.
Huh. That was pretty quick. They must have thought he was a priority. There's a lot of fuckers back there. Look at that. Look at all those folks. They took their sweet fucking time with everybody else. Why'd they jump on this dude right away? Huh.
In Texas. He's been in the D.C. jail now for a long time, and he actually joins us from the phone right now. Ryan Nichols, can you hear me?
Yep, that was the guy. Holy shit. Yes, any relation to Terry?
Yes, sir, Mr. Kelly, I can hear you. Thank you for having me on.
You bet. First off.
Oh, yeah. Why wouldn't I have you on? Look at you standing next to a busted window in America's capital, threatening death on everybody. You brought your own bullhorn. Clearly a leader. Are you Antifa?
I got to ask you about the charge against you. Your charge, one of them, assault with a dangerous weapon on a police officer. They're saying it was pepper spray. What do you want to say about that?
That's a question I'd probably not want to answer right now.
Yeah. Probably not an answer you want to talk about right now, because this is going to be used in court, fucko. Because you did. Here's a good idea, Greg. Maybe, let's see. Right, let's see. Oh, shit, my keyboard's not working again. Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why. Hold on. Maybe if I turn it off and turn it back on. That's always a plus. Hold on. I bet. I'm just going to think. I just think that. Right. Yeah, I can't do it. Son of a bitch. I'm going to guess that the footage of him using pepper spray is available. No, it works on the other keyboard, so it's not batteries.
All right, I understand that. That's something that you and your lawyer have determined. So
What lawyer? What lawyer are you talking about? They're in a gulag. This is the Patriot wing of the DC gulag. They don't have lawyers. What are you talking about, Greg Kelly? They are not getting due process. Part of that would be a lawyer. How in the world would you have a lawyer and not be getting due process? Oh, right. Sorry for a second. I forgot you're full of shit.
Let's talk about what's
Don't say let's ask to a guy who's in jail. What are you trying to do? Sorry.
Right now, do me a favor. Tell us where you are right now.
He's in fucking jail, dum-dum.
You're on phone, in jail. Where? How does it work? What's going on?
Yeah, what's it look like? Is everybody sweaty? Hold on, let me loosen my belt. The fuck?
Where you are right now.
Who gives a shit? He's on the goddamn phone.
Right now, I am in what I'd like to refer to as DC Gitmo, but we're in the
DC Gitmo. Fuck you, DC Gitmo. Hey, how many people in Gitmo got to phone in to a bullshit internet news show? You can use both your hands and your feet to count, you dipshit. DC Gitmo. Like this motherfucker's getting waterboarded or something. Christ. Get the fuck over yourself.
The correctional facility, and I can only describe it as psychologically damaging, torturous, and inhumane.
Psychologically damaging, torturous, and inhumane. Many people would view assault that way. That's why we have jails.
In here, solitary confinement for anywhere between 18 to 26 hours per day.
Now, I'm pretty good at math. That's fucking fantastic. Jesus Christ.
Damaging, torturous, and inhumane here. Solitary confinement for anywhere between 18 to 26 hours per day.
That is inhumane. It's so torturous. They had to add 2 hours.
Damaging, torturous, and inhumane here. Solitary confinement for anywhere between 18 to 26 hours per day.
Oh, well, how did they manage that? If I could turn back time, I could just torture you. 26 hours a day. 26 hours to go. I'm sure he meant because when you go to jail, when they spring forward or fall back, they mean it.
It used to be upwards of 23 to 30 hours per day.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you could get dumber than 26 hours a day. I reacted too quickly. My bad. I had no idea that this was coming.
Solitary confinement for anywhere between 18 to 26 hours per day. It used to be upwards of 23 to 30 hours per day before they finally gave us a little bit more.
They gave you a little bit more days? What the fuck? He's got that, I just got a brand new watch. What the fuck? What? Yes, I don't know how many eggs we can give this dude. Holy shit. How many eggs?
5 eggs in a month.
All right.
5 eggs in a month.
There is no way
5 eggs.
You do not get 5 eggs, if,
5 eggs. Eat 2 eggs a day.
When you're telling me that there's 30 hours a day, I'm in solitary confinement. Sometimes 30 hours a day. Yeah, you can't layer your feelings of loneliness on top of it. Yes, good point. It's technically, yes, they get 30 hours a day in solitary confinement, but it's only 9 days a week. So
5 eggs.
Right.
Eat 2 eggs a day.
Right, he gets 26 eggs. I'm adding it up. To the shit. I need to know how Greg Kelly's going to respond to this, though.
I'm out of our cells. No haircuts, no shaves. There's mistreatment by the officers and other inmates in general.
Hey, fuck you. By the way, I'm sure Greg Kelly's going to be very upset that you're shitting on law enforcement. Come on, back the blue, Greg. He's saying cops are mistreating them. They're violating the law. Now, he's one of you, so it's got to be true.
Racial slurs used against us, assaults against us by both.
Wait, has he been called a cracker? Or did they just offer giving him... did you call me a cracker? No, I have one. Would you like to eat it? It's all you're going to get for the next... for the next 6 days tomorrow, between now and tomorrow.
And inmates, no family visitations. My wife and kids, they're suffering right now. My youngest tells me that he doesn't even remember what I look like. And
were you just not around before? Sure, I was an absentee father before, but now, what?
If I'm ever coming home, there's mold in our cells, in the ventilation systems. And the jail has covered this up. They covered this up before the U.S. Marshals came in, and they covered this up, even before Marjorie Taylor Greene and Louis Gohmert came in. So,
you mean they clean it regularly?
There's a lot to be said about that, and we're being targeted and punished for who we are and what we believe in.
No, if that was true, the dude that helped you would have been wouldn't have gotten out. If you're being targeted for who you were and what you believe in, everybody that was there would still be in jail, fucko. And you wouldn't be there. You wouldn't have to hold your tongue talking about whether you pepper sprayed a cop. You fucking liar.
Did anything change? Did your conditions improve ever so much after the congressional visit, I guess it was Friday night? Did anything change?
Well, Gohmert came in and took his teeth out, and that got our hopes up. But no.
Thursday night.
I would say nothing has really changed other than the fact that they're now moving people out of here to different facilities now. We saw that they moved 400 plus inmates on the CTF side of the jail out after the marshals came, and they said nothing was wrong over here. After the congressman came, and we're glad that they did it. It highly, boosted morale inside of here. But now we're seeing that they're moving people out. They actually came in and found mold after we showed Mrs. Greene and Mr. Gohmert our cells and showed their workers what things look like in our.
Yeah, can you imagine? They probably kept arsonists and rioters and looters from the George Floyd protests in these rooms last year. Those poor people.
We showed them the ventilation systems, the water that we were drinking, the pipes that we were drinking out of.
Don't. Do not.
Swabbed them and showed them the conditions. And after that, they came and finally did a small inspection and did find mold inside of cells and are now double bunking people up.
All right, a couple of things. Number one, you say...
Which is exactly what you wanted. There's mold in my cell. Can I sleep in his cell?
Not been able to see your family. Your family is not allowed to visit you. How does that work? I mean, I thought that kind of came, that was automatic. That was a right. Why are they denying you access, or your family access to you during visiting hours?
There's
visiting hours, not a fucking hospital.
That we have to be COVID vaccinated if we want to receive family visitations. They don't allow us to have video visitations, even though we do have tablets that would allow video visitations on the tablets. They just don't put the program on there for us to use that.
So you don't have tablets that would allow the visits? They're not allowed. All the tablets come loaded with some sort of video conferencing. All of them. They take those off, dumb fuck, so that you can't coordinate your defense. Hey, baby, how the kids going? What's going on or whatever? Erase everything on the third hard drive and get everything out of the barn and bury it in the backyard. I love
we
you
don't
too.
get family visitations. We don't get, religious services. Every single bit of this, haircut, shave, proper hygiene,
Well, they're turning you into Muslims. I mean, obviously, that's the whole purpose of prison.
Comes with the mandate of you have to have a COVID vaccine if you want to be able to receive any of these.
Uh-huh.
Let me.
You're in jail, fucko.
Do this, and I think I know the answer, but you've been there for a while. You know how the.
By the way, Greg, tell him you're vaccinated. Quick, Greg. Greg, you got this moment. I mean, his dime's going to be up in a second. Tell him. Tell him you're vaccinated. And then tell him you have conjugal visits all the time with his wife.
Prisoners are being treated. You said this earlier, but I want to make sure. Other people who are not related to January 6th, they're living there as well.
Yeah, you are having to be put. They don't seem to care why you committed your crime. I mean, there's probably rapists who don't know their victims having to share cells with rapists that do. I mean, what is this? This is chaos.
But your situation is worse, or is it just bad all around at that jail?
I'm guessing jail is bad all around. I wouldn't recommend it.
It's just bad all around at this jail. We were actually outside doing outside rec earlier this last week.
Yeah, they get 1 hour. They get 30 hours a day of workouts.
And one of the inmates from general population banged on the window and asked two of the guys to come over there and speak with him. And he said,
Uh-huh.
y'all are the January 6th guys, is that correct? And we said, yeah.
Yeah, you're the guys who get their own fucking wing while we're all stacked on top of each other.
We are. He said, I heard that you helped 400 people get free on the other side of this show because of what you did. And we said, yeah, we've been working hard.
Yeah, they turned them loose. That's what happened. Yeah. 400 people just got released. Not us. We helped them get out.
I help people like you. And he said, well, can you help me get free? Because
yeah, totally. What do you need? I need your 2 toothbrushes and a lighter. I need a balloon full of heroin, butt size, and then I need all your sheets. Can you help me get out? What'd you do? It's not important. Yeah, well, give us a hint.
Bad over here too. So this is not just us dealing with this.
Yeah, it's bad over here too. Did they let him out? Did they help him? Hey, we're the Patriot wing. Let this guy go. I like the cut of his jib. He's a serial rapist who beat an 80-year-old woman with a cinder block. Yeah, but for America.
Jail-wide on both CDF and CTF.
All right. Let me ask you this.
Dude, first of all, stop looking down. Greg Kelly, you suck. The dude's calling you from jail. He does not have a lot of time. I have zero sympathy for him. This is just annoying.
By the way, I want to point out that you are known to a good chunk of America. A few years ago, you saved a bunch of dogs in Texas after a hurricane. The video went viral. Oh my goodness, I remember this. You're awesome.
Yeah, Ellen gave this dude $25,000 or gave money in his name to the ASPCA.
And everybody saw this. You got the dogs out of there. They were going to die. And you went viral. You were on the ABC Evening News. You went on the Ellen Show. And it was amazing. Oh, man. This is great stuff. Ryan, wow.
And years later, he would do the same thing. Yeah, so this is the guy that let the dogs out. We've all been wondering, right? Yeah.
We're in such a different world right now. And
Yeah, it's funny. Don't you wish there were, wouldn't it be ironic if a dog got him out, kind of like the Disney Pirates of the Caribbean ride?
Let me ask you this, and I know it may sound a bit ridiculous, but
it is Greg Kelly, after all. He did call you, after all. How did you get my number? This might seem ridiculous.
One good thing that's happened since you've been incarcerated. One
good thing that's happened since you've been incarcerated. Like a line you thought you had, but you no longer have. There's got to be what the fuck?
That you're grateful for that would not have happened had you not been going through this.
Dude, no. What the fuck is that? Just, I don't know, something. You know what I mean? Like, sure, you know, who hasn't wanted to try jailhouse toilet gin? You know, when you, fucking hell.
I'm grateful for the people that I've met in here. I've met a lot of people. I thought jail was going to be, you know, a lot different situation than it was. But what I found.
Yeah, apparently in the Patriot Wing, they get to walk around. Their cell doors are open all the fucking time. They get to dangle in the center of the cell block. Everybody else gets stacked on top of themselves.
Is that people can come together for a common goal, and it teaches us.
And all end up in prison. Gee, I think they have a bunch of those people. They're called heists.
And still love our country, even though that we feel our country, you know, may not feel the same way about us, or especially.
No, yeah. Your country does not feel the same way about you. No. We question what you view as love in that circumstance.
Government. When I refer to the country, I'm referring to the government in this standpoint. We feel hatred from our government, and we feel a lot of love for.
Maybe if you didn't try to dismantle it and turn us into a kleptocrat oligarchy.
People, but we feel a lot of hatred from the government. So I've learned.
Yeah, you're not getting hatred from the government. If the government hates you, they're also supplying you with a free fucking lawyer.
To rely more on people and rely more on self, rely more on family inside of here, and to come together with one common goal. And that's what we've done is to get ourselves out of this situation and move forward with life.
Now
just get ourselves out and get ready for the great day of the rope.
We've had some success, but a lot of failure in actually talking to people.
Well, that's your career, Greg.
Like you on the inside. We've done it, not often. Look, you're speaking out boldly. You're very critical of the facility, and I've
and the police officers and the correctional officers, and I just like, you know, shitting on. I mean, you're in there for pepper spraying cops, and now you're shitting on correctional officers, saying that they're lying and calling you racial epithets and all that kind of stuff. And clearly, you're white, so that's what you mean. But I
with that. I'm just wondering, you know, are you incurring any risk? Are they giving you a hard time? You're on the phone right there. They're probably.
Yeah, they can hear everything. Is there a black guy nearby? They're black guys, aren't there? Can they hear you? Are you still wearing the American flag life preserver?
Listening to both of us.
Well, to him. He's not on speaker, fucko. What kind of sound system do you think they got in this place? Hey, Charlie. Yeah, take phone number 75 and pump it through the speakers. Yeah. When the rest of the folks just the part where he told him about the other guy wanting to get out and that they could help him. Yeah, play that over the speakers. Yeah, I just want to see how many trays he gets hit with in lunch.
Does this cause you problems, speaking out like?
Yeah. Well, as long as he doesn't mention the details of the case that he's actually still in jail for denying.
Publicly.
Absolutely, it causes us problems. I myself have been subject to,
I've been subject to, how do I?
River.
I have been subject
to aggression from officers. Not all the officers here are bad. We have some great officers that are here, but there are a lot that are not good. I've actually been told because of the stuff that myself and Joseph McBride, my attorney.
Yeah, it's weird, and I don't know why this would be, and it's probably true, that apparently if you're in jail for beating up cops, the cops that are there running the jail seems a little like they're touchy about it.
have put into court that I needed to watch my back here. Kind of like Christopher Worrell when he got warned in the middle of the night that he wasn't safe. I too this last week when we put our motion in talking about what actually happened on the West Terrace on January 6th. I was told that I needed to watch my back because I could possibly be stabbed inside of here.
First of all, the guards have guns. They're not going to be the ones stabbing you. You're in the Patriot wing. You're only interacting with fellow people. So if anybody's telling you to watch your back and you're going to get stabbed, it's because you're going to admit to things that happened on the West Terrace, which might fuck these other people that are in jail. And they're threatened. Basically, he's being threatened by his fellow Patriot inmates. Get the fuck out of here.
So yeah, there comes a level of risk when you're doing this, but I believe that...
By doing this, he means being in jail.
Good wins over evil, and you can't sit back and...
Yes, I agree. That's why you're in jail.
All these things that happen, you have to speak up and you have to talk, even for those that can't talk.
Yes, or those that apparently don't want you to talk because they're going to get 12 to 15 years for beating a cop, and you're going to be a witness to that, and that might be part of the deal that you're striking. So they're telling you if you strike a deal and rat them out, they're going to stab you with their toothbrush. For America.
What's next in your case? When do you do back in court? What's going to happen next?
What?
We're due back in court on December 20th. Right now we have
the 20th. I'm sorry, you're not getting moved to the front of the line. These are American crimes.
A motion in that just talks about the level of police brutality that took place on January 6th. We went.
What the fuck? What? The amount of police brutality? Dude. By the way, I'm sure Greg Kelly is going to jump in and defend police officers who were outnumbered 3,000 to 1.
To go protest. And, we showed up in good faith on January 6th to protest the election results, but never would have imagined we'd encounter the horrors we did on the West.
Encounter the horrors? What? I'm sorry. Did you fall up the fucking steps and through a broken window? What the fuck?
Person in the tunnel that day. We feel targeted and hated by our government and are being punished in this jail as pretrial detainees. Many of us here have been on.
You're not a pretrial detainee. You were denied bond. You could have gotten it. Your buddy did.
Discharged with no criminal history. I'm personally.
Dude, who gives a fuck what your history is? Guess what? BTK didn't have a criminal history. Listen to me. Hear me now. The bind, torture, kill, murderer, serial killer had no criminal record. He sent evidence of his crimes to the police when they finally caught him on a disc from his fucking church. Your Honor, sure. She's dead. But if you'll check, I don't even have a parking ticket. I mean, obviously I'm going to plead guilty to running the red light.
States Marine search and rescue specialist, and when I saw women being beaten and in distress, my rescue instincts kicked in, and I knew I had no choice but to help rescue them. As soon as I saw Officer Fanone in distress, I pointed at him and took action to help rescue him also. So my participation...
Dude, you were up the stairs as a part of a riot that made all of that possible. Nothing made you take a single step towards the Capitol that day. This, like self-victimizing horseshit.
And Officer Fanone's event, no doubt, helped save his life that day. And this is all proven by...
Helped save his life? Motherfucker, from who? A crowd you were a part of. Everybody who passed him, everybody who was a part of that, made that happen. I bet anything, you go back and look at this asshole social media posts, and they were all about how the rioters and looters, somebody needs to get out there with a gun.
Video. Yet I still sit in solitary confinement along with the other January 6ers awaiting my day in court. I love my country. I served my country honorably for 4 years in the United States Marine Corps, and I still look for ways to serve with my
Yeah, I still look for ways to serve by attacking the Capitol. One moment. Four years. Let's see. Quit. 4 years, you say? You were in the military for 4 years? Turner Diary, Nazi things. In 1988, 1991. That's so weird. 4 years. It's almost as if certain white supremacists enlist in the military. By the way, McVeigh got the Bronze Star in the Persian Gulf War. McVeigh initially returned to New York, but soon took up a peripatetic lifestyle as he followed the gun show circuit, selling weapons and preaching the evils of government. That's the government. That's the thing. Hate and government and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. 1994, a scant 3 years after he left service, McVeigh put in a motion plan to destroy the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building with accomplices Nichols and Fortier. Nichols, that name comes up again. That's funny. You'd think the Nichols name has been through enough. McVeigh acquired tons of ammonium nitrate fertilizer, gallons of fuel to form a highly volatile explosive. Chose the Murrah Federal Building because it provided excellent camera angles for media coverage. He wanted to attack the platform as anti-government message. On April 19th, 95, the second anniversary of the FBI siege on the Branch Davidian compound, Waco, McVeigh parked a Ryder truck loaded with explosive substance in front of the Murray Building. People were coming to work on the second floor. Children were arriving at the daycare center. 9:02 a.m., the explosion ripped the entire north wall off the building, destroying all 9 floors. In the rubble were 168 victims, including 19 young children and 650 plus wounded. He did 4 years in the military, too. Honorably discharged. Yeah. Bronze Star, even.
Rescue the universe. I understand and accept that not everyone agrees with my stance and my beliefs, and that's okay. I love my country and our citizens regardless. Because of people like...
Well, apparently not.
Greg Kelly, along with Newsmax, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Louis Gohmert, and Joseph McBride, we feel the love that...
So Greg Kelly got MTG or Gohmert to get their number to whoever wanted to call in and pick this dude out because he's got the same last name as the guy who helped McVeigh. There's some other people in there. Why don't you want to talk to them?
Many Americans give us in return, and we still can't help but to feel the hatred from our government, though, towards us, and I hope that changes.
What fucking hatred? Again, you are getting a lawyer free of charge. What hatred? And again, this is the cops in there, I guess, being pissed at you for attacking other cops? Is that the allegation? And again, Greg Kelly, set him straight, man. Your dad was a police commissioner.
One day.
What can we do? What can people do? What would you...
Here's what they can do. Nothing. Fucking nothing.
Like us to do? What else can we do? And especially the people watching, is there anything?
The best way to help us, the court costs are racking up. Our families are...
Okay. That's what it is. It's a GoFundMe. Yeah, Greg, he's asking you for money. Greg, you're a well-to-do guy. You take the bus because you want to, not because you have to. Clearly. You could send this dude some scratch. By the way, folks watching the show, don't forget to super chat and support the show. Thank you, Lizzie. Thank you, Mandy. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Rawa. Thanks for the new follows on Twitch. Don't forget to follow. You're watching. Follow it. If you're following, maybe subscribe. If you're on YouTube and you're watching, just hit the subscribe thing. Don't hit the notification. I'm on regularly. You don't have to be, I don't need to blow up your friggin' phone. Just subscribe because you like it. Hi.
Dealing with single-family incomes right now with...
Gee, whose fault is that, fucko?
Having dad or father there to be able to help things out. I know that, I had to switch it.
Oh, get the free my patriot prisoner. On January 18th, my house was raided by the FBI at 5:30 a.m. for my involvement at the Capitol on January 6th. Fortunately for my wife and children, we were out of town at a family's house for the holiday weekend. When I received the call that my house was being raided, I had a warrant for my arrest. I immediately cooperated and left my family to drive 4 hours and turn myself into the FBI. As if you had a choice. Since turning myself in, my life has been nothing short of a nightmare. My bond was denied, and I was moved to the by the U.S. Marshals from jail to jail across the United States before arriving in Washington, D.C. Personally, I went through 5 jails within 50 days. That's 30 hours a day. It's like 5 million hours before finally being locked in solitary confinement for 23 to 38 hours a day. Dude, shit, he wrote it even there. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that right there. Solitary confinement for 23 to 30. Oh, read more. Hours a day. 30 hours a day. Motherfucker, dude wrote it down. It's not a slip of the lip.
At the very beginning, and that cost me.
Give now, share now, pray now. Yeah, his give number and his pray number is fairly low. He's raised 17 grand out of 100,000. No, he got a couple of 500 takers. Had I known, by the way, I have a Patreon. If you want to support the show, it's a great way to do it. And if you, I don't care how much you ask me to, I am not going to assault police officers or shit in the nation's capital just to get Patreon supporters. I will not.
$1,000 before I realized that I didn't have the correct attorney. Many people in here are not getting correct representation, and they don't have
correct. What the fuck do you mean correct? Any. You are in Gitmo. This is a gulag. No one gets representation. If someone comes around saying they're your lawyer, clearly they are an imposter. Obviously, this is a situation where you should, you should call David Icke, probably a lizard person. I would recommend that. Everyone, fucking hell.
Somebody that's willing to fight for them, like Mr. McBride is willing to fight for me. So the best way to help us is to donate to our legal funds, and they can do that.
Oh, money, 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 money. Sorry, hold on. I've got to do this. Let's see. Plus, yeah, that'll do it. And source. There we go. Okay. Take this over here. Drag this out like this. There we go. This is much better. Oh, yeah, come to money. Don't forget to give your money. Making it rain all day. Come on now, money, money.
RideLawNYC.com.
Jesus Christ. Like, just the straight up douchebaggery of this nonsense. He's fucking cashing. This asshole wants to cash in on this shit? No.
The January 6th tag, you'll find my name and the other January 6th defendants that he's defending, and you can help support us there.
Oh, I see. So your lawyer has got you doing this. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. GiveSendGo.com/Golf26 November Foxtrot G26 November.
To fucking hell. Put it on, like, look at this. G26 November Foxtrot. Get fucked, you clown. He's trying to make it look more patriotic and militaristic. Gibson.
Foxtrot. Mr. Nichols, Ryan, Marine, stay safe. We thank you very much. Very much.
What the fuck do you mean we thank you very much? Who's we, dumbass? He just told you cops suck. But let's remember what this is all about, shall we? Hold on one second. Grab this out like that. Take this up like this. Oops. Oh. There you go. Tell us what it's all about, man. Yeah, go ahead. What's happening there? Yeah, go ahead. Tell me how much.
And hang in there, okay?
Yeah, hang in there. There's cash is on the way. That's right. Tell us more about how cops suck and how they're engaged in illegal behavior and mistreating. Oh, come on,
You
Greg.
bet, you bet. And Mr. McBride, your attorney, is on the phone, monitoring the conversation.
You think?
I understand you'd have to jump in if it was appropriate.
If he mentioned anything about how he pepper sprayed a fucking cop and was there for assault because he did it right in the guy's face, attempting to kill him.
Can I just ask you real quick, Mr. McBride, if you can hear me? At that hearing in December, what are you anticipating? Can you tell me?
Yeah, tell him. Hold on. Tell him. Here's what I anticipate. This asshole telling his client to take the plea deal he was offered and go the fuck home.
Sure. Greg, it's always good to be on, and thank you so
Yeah, thanks for letting me be on here. Don't forget, our case with you is working out very, very well. I think we're going to get some movement on your case or whatever. I mean, she looks easily 17 and 11 months, Greg. I don't know what this judge is thinking.
much for taking the time out to speak to Ryan today. We are anticipating a vigorous debate. The government will no doubt continue to slander Mr. Nichols and attack his record and even go as far as...
What record? This has nothing to do with the fuck... what did they... I'm sorry, did they slander Timothy McVeigh's record when they called him out for putting a bomb in front of the federal building?
Say that he betrayed his oath in his country, but...
Yeah, he did.
Life that he has led, his honorable discharge, his work as a humanitarian search and rescue work, and the evidence of overwhelming police brutality and misconduct.
Timothy McVeigh got the Bronze Star. Fuck off. So what? The Golden State Killer was a cop. That is not the fault of, nor the burden of, other cops. And he certainly doesn't get to skate on, I may have murdered upwards of 70 women and committed umpteen rapes over the years. But, really. You should see the traffic tickets. I must have saved thousands of lives by saying, here, you have to be at court on the 15th. It's a fix-it, but, that kind of, don't I get any credit?
That day will be shown to the court in that hearing, and under the meaning...
And they will go, what the fuck does that have to do with what he did on that day? You don't get to assault cops because you saved dogs. What? By the way, and he saved those dogs on camera. They knew that was going on. Is there anyone who is in that situation where they're out with filming themselves or having a buddy film them doing search and rescue in a flood, and they go let dogs out? Wouldn't the news be that they didn't?
The Bail Reform Act, we will argue that he is not dangerous or a flight risk, and
and the prosecution will go, yeah, he is.
He is certainly a good candidate.
Yeah, and the flight risk part isn't important. We're worried about him staying here and fucking shit up.
For our pretrial services. And because of that, we hope...
We hope the Korean flag starts to make sense in this process.
That just days before Christmas, on the 20th of December, that Judge Hogan will grant pretrial release in this case and send Ryan Nichols back to his wife Bonnie, his son Ryan Jr., and his son Blake just before Christmas.
Again, there's lots of people with kids in jail for shit they did. Your Honor, I haven't seen my kid in 10 months. Yeah, that's because you killed the other kid. You killed his brother. Yeah, but my kid doesn't even remember what I look like anymore. Yeah, I know. Psychology helps.
21. That's what we're gunning for, Greg.
Mr. McBride, thank you. You know, Joe Biden, he brags about knowing the Pope. I notice sometimes he seems to wear his faith on his sleeve. Maybe, just maybe, he could do something. I don't think he will, but...
Why? What are you talking about? Like it's an act of good Catholicism to let somebody who thinks they have the right to assault people because of their own personal political beliefs? What? What the fuck does that have to do? What?
Maybe. I know he could. He's got that authority, but...
No.
Anyway, I appreciate it, Mr. McBride.
Anyway,
I know you're handling, you got a lot on your plate. Good luck and stay in touch.
Yeah, he's getting a shit ton of money from right-wing rubes because he's representing a bunch of these assholes, and he's trying to create a collective situation where he represents 8 or 9 of them so they can get their fucking story straight in jail. What?
Okay.
Thank you so much, Greg. God bless you.
You bet, sir. You bet.
You bet. I mean, you bet. You bet. No. Just the idiocy. And again, Greg Kelly, his dad, I'm over time. I'm 10 minutes over, and I'm trying not to keep going. But I've got like so many things I could do, and there's never enough time. There is just never enough time. So I will let you guys go. I will see you tomorrow morning for the morning show at our regular time, 9 a.m. And then, of course, in the afternoon at 3 o'clock, doing our regular roundup. And then I will, I look forward to it, you guys. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Give a thumbs up, especially if you're on your way out the door. Just hit that little thumbs up thing, wherever, liking, or spread the show around. Just let people know we're here. It always helps. If you haven't subscribed in a while, I recommend it on Twitch. If you are subscribed on YouTube, you are part of a swiftly growing number. We hit 25,000. We got to 26 plus in less than a week after that. Hi, babe. And my girl just walked in. And they want to see Chip before I go. Figures. Okay. Hi, Murph. Can we see Murph instead? Yeah. Come here, Murph.
Chip's in the middle of devouring.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
Whoa,
I know, buddy.
Easy,
I know, buddy. Come here. I know, man. How are you? Oh, you're a good boy. He's such a handsome man. You're a handsome man. You are. You're a handsome man. It's true. Well, tell him a story. What happened? Then what? Tell me what's going on. Did you get enough food? Did Chip eat all the food? He did. Well, how come? I know. I know. Poor boy. Poor little boy. Yeah, he's very pretty. He's very handsome. But he's also a bit of an asshole. Shh. All right. I know it's not your fault. It's how you were raised. Yeah. Okay. Here you go. It's just, and then when he wants on top of you to like lay on your chest, right? There's no stopping him. Yeah, I know. Now he's like, I put him down and he's like, starts doing this business. Leave me alone, but I love you. Yeah. Oh yeah. Maddie's our supermodel. She's beautiful and dumb. No offense to any supermodel that might be watching. Yeah, she is. She takes care of the foster kitties, and she's their kind of like live-in mom. She's their surrogate mom. She's very sweet. She's very, very sweet.
Very dumb.
And very dumb. And clumsy. Just everything you want. Yes, Murph was a January 6th insurrectionist. Yes, it's true. Yeah.
There's a girl. Female, which is rare. She's a rare.
Yeah, she's a rare orange, right? She's a female, like fully orange. But she's, I mean, she's super sweet. Very fluffy, very sweet. I don't know where I am. Why am I up here? What's going on? How does this work? She also is the one that makes biscuits on everything. So if you're gonna find her, she'll be making biscuits on a pillow someplace. That's where you can look for her. That's right. Yeah, there she is. There she is. She also, once she's got a broken purr. So when she purrs, it's kind of, it's like it's an Edsel. She's got a busted motor. Yeah. She'll hang out all day. So we'll let, oh, Maddie, there you go, kiddo. She's like, where am I? Am I supposed to be in here? I don't know. So, yeah, she's got really beautiful eyes. And then there's like some discoloration on the left one that she's had for a long time. That's just very distinct or whatever. But she's a total cuddle cat. Totally. That's Maddie. And that was Murphy. Summer names all the cats with an M. I had Chud when I came in, threw a monkey wrench in the whole system. And then Chip came with that name. And so I have Chud and Chip. Like I've been roped into this bullshit.
Technically he's Mint Chip, so
He does it. His full name is Mint Chip. That's true. Even though his skin is white and black, it's like chip. It's like chocolate chip, vanilla chip, which is he's Stracciatella. His Italian name is a Chip Stracciatella, and yeah, but it's now I got Chip and Chud. We have 5 cats total. So we have Maddie, Murphy, and Molly. Fucking hell, and Chip and Chud. Just pitiful. Manila Chip, Mint Chip, yes. Oh, and she's got Mika, Maya, and Mitzi. See?
The whole clan.
Yes. Do not encourage Summer. She will do this. And Chip was in earlier, and he was just like...
I think he came up sleepy, and then I fed him.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be out. Yeah. So, anyways, I'll let you guys go. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the morning show. Tune in, like, and subscribe. Come on by. I'm on at 9 o'clock, 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Oh, did he come down?
Molly's here.
Oh, Molly. She's hard to pick up, though. Molly's missing half her tail.
Hold on.
She's a little nervy. This is hard. This is a little difficult. We'll see if that's possible. Any luck? Yeah. Always a tough one. Yeah? Is that you pulling her off the steps? Yeah. Okay. So once you pick her up, she's kind of okay. It's the process that's rough. She's very nervy. She's very sweet. Here she comes. This is Molly, everybody. You'll remember Molly. Hi, baby doll. Hi, baby doll. There she is. Hi. Yeah. Sweet thing. Hi. Oof. Look at this powder puff. Look at this sweet thing. Hi. There she is. This is Molly. Many of you know she was living out back. She was feral outside of our house before we moved, and we used to feed her and all that kind of stuff. But she was part of a clan, so we didn't want to take her. And then the person who moved into the house had our number because of mail and other stuff, and said, "We have the white one came back, and she's a mess. She's dirty. Half her tail is broken. She's not in good shape." And so Summer went over and rescued her, and then brought her back to the house, and yeah, she's filled out. She's doing okay. Hey, sweetie. Yeah. So she's only got. I don't want to like freak her out, but she's got, like here's her half a tail. See that? Like that's her tail right there. Like it's curled up because she's nervous, but she doesn't have a full tail. But she's fluffy and beautiful, and she's. Yeah, she does her own thing. The only place she feels safe getting petted is on the stairs. So you want to get down? Okay. Yeah, you want to? That's good. Yeah, she'll lay on the stairs. That's where she likes to get petted. Yeah, but she's okay. She's a sweetheart. She's been through a lot though, so there's it's understandable that she's a little touchy. Yeah, there it is. There it is. That's it. She also drools when you're petting her, so she slobbers. That's how you know that she's doing okay. Yeah, that's right. That's right. There you go.
It's probably the longest you've ever held her.
I know she's getting better because I pet her every day when I come up the steps, because we're gaining ground. So I've been doing this whole process.
She also sheds more than any cat.
Oh my God, the shedding. Yeah.
Oh, Chip.
Yeah, this is the calmest she's been in a long time. Yeah, there you go. Have we ever had a bad cat? Don't pretend you didn't just see Murphy. Okay, there she is. She's purring right now. She's doing okay. Yeah, there she is. That's right. Oh, do you want to get down, kiddo? You wanna? Here you go. Oops. She's like trying to jump.
Chip's here. Do you want Chip now?
Yeah. We'll just round it all out. Chud's upstairs sleeping. We see like she'll come down occasionally. Chud has started talking more lately, which is a new thing.
Oh, goodness.
They all get along. Yeah.
I just picked him up and his belly has the biggest growl ever.
Oh yeah? Is he gonna fart? He's probably gonna fart. He farted earlier. He hasn't farted in a while, but yeah. And it's Chipathon. Chip-a-roo, chippity-doo. Little boy Chip, chippity-doo. Chip, what you doing? Where are you going? Little chippity-doo. Did you just eat? Yeah, he has to go poop. His belly's like so big. He's like, I just ate a bunch of food. The food I ate before is on its way out the door. You guys are the yeah. So next time I'll show Chud. We'll see if she can come down for the show tomorrow. But everybody else is yeah, he's a pootie right now. He's been way better. It doesn't happen much anymore. Anyways, boy, did this turn into a Midwestern goodbye again. All right. So ridiculous. Okay, I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe on Twitch, even if you watch it on one of the other sources. If you're on Facebook, one of the best ways you can help is stars and that kind of stuff. If you've done it before, if you want to do it again, that'd be great. And think about that whenever you're in the, you're watching the show. Just remind yourself, because I'm terrible at it. All right. Bye.